Logie, question number 8.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And my question is also to the Minister of Social Development and asks, will she support a Child Poverty Act that sets out targets and measures for eliminating child poverty, as recommended by the Tick for Kids campaign? If not, why not?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, no, we already measure poverty in a variety of different ways that are all published in MSD's Household Incomes report. We're focused on getting on with actually things that will make a difference.
Order, Mr. Speaker. I'm not sure if the Minister heard my question.
Order, order. I heard the question. I'm sure the Minister heard the question because it's been addressed, but the member does have supplementary.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jan Logie.
Does she think her policies warrant a tick for kids this September when she won't commit to ending child poverty?
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable Paula
that's simply not true. We're getting on with warming up homes, we're getting on with immunising kids, we're getting on with putting more money into rheumatic fever, we're getting on with making sure that those children are no longer living in welfare-dependent homes. We've got the Children's Action Plan that fundamentally makes a difference. So those are the things that actually need to be done and we're doing.
Speaker.
Supplementary question, Jan Logie.
How can she think her policies warrant a tick for kids when the College of Public Health Medicine says her government's investment in children is barely half the OECD average and is, quote, insufficient to reduce the impact of poverty on their health and well-being, unquote?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I would say for those that are most vulnerable, we have one of the most generous welfare systems in the world. Actually, last year alone, we gave out $262 million just in hardship grants, let alone that is going to welfare and support those that need it. So I disagree with those figures, but I suppose if the member wants to give me all of the research behind it, I can have a look.
Supplementary, Mr.
Supplementary
Speaker.
question, Jan Logie.
And how do her policies warrant a tick for kids when one baby, on average, dies each week in this country from an illness linked to poverty, and yet she refuses to restore real benefits to the level they were before they were cut 23 years ago?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I think the member's making a correlation there that I'm not sure absolutely fits. So I think that we have one of the most generous welfare systems in the country. I haven't seen actually the research behind the 60 children a year. I'm not sure exactly where that's come from. What I do support, though, is looking at the Tick for Kids campaign, where they say we want political parties to prioritise children's access to quality health, housing, education and welfare to ensure every child has what they need to live a safe, happy and fulfilled life. And I would argue that so does this side of the House, most definitely. That's what we're putting our resources in. As we had a bit more money, we put an extra $500 million into those vulnerable children and families just in this past budget alone.
Question number 9, Mark Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the